profound sense of gratitude to the people of Garissa County. It is a remarkable privilege and honor they have given me to serve as their senator. The people of Garissa are an optimistic, hopeful, patriotic, hardworking, and determined people. A people defined by their values, traditions, culture, and artifacts handed down by previous generations. A people with high aspirations for a better future and who continue to overcome great odds to play their part in nation building. This is the character of the people I represent, and these are the people I am honored to serve. To the elders, political leaders, women and youth leaders of Garissa County, I say thank you. You have shown what is possible when everyone is brought together at the table of brotherhood. You have shown that it is possible to reach a consensus. In the course of my service, I want to assure you that my key agenda will be to always strive to ensure that no matter whatever difference in opinion or position on issues, we will always have a platform to express them, be heard, to reach a consensus for the good of our people and counties. I want to assure you that I will strive and do my very best to uphold the trust you have placed in me to be your voice inside and outside this house. I also want to thank my party leader, the President, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and my party for the overwhelming show of confidence and support. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to thank the honorable members here for their message of congratulations, and to just mention that they have put more pressure on me than I came. They've spoken very kind words, and I want to thank them. Mr. Speaker, I stand before you today a new member with much to learn about the workings of this House. But one thing that has stood out for me so far is the warm welcome I have received from the honorable members and the staff who dedicatedly serve this House so admirably. For this, I say I am grateful. Honorable members, my sense of reverence for this Senate is enhanced in the realization that this third Senate, since the formation of the Republic, that this is the third Senate since the formation of the Republic. The first Senate was constituted between 1963 to 1966. The second sat between 2013 and 2017, and I am privileged to be part of the third sitting. As I reflect on this honorable institution, it is not lost on me that historically, the Kenyan Senate has always been formed at pivotal moments whenever our country has tried to re-engineer, renew, and rebirth itself. Indeed, the Senate has never grappled with easy issues. It has been faced with enormous challenges, and I would like to illustrate briefly. When the first Senate was formed, at the formation of the Republic, it faced the challenge of a young nation trying to break free from the shackles of colonialism. The second Senate was birthed when Kenya ushered in a new constitutional dispensation. It was faced with the challenge of bringing to life the new constitutional order and setting up the foundations of ideals and aspirations contained therein. The third convention of the Senate, which I now join, is also faced with tough challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic has tragically exposed the risks humanity faces and how unprepared we are to respond. People's health, well-being, and livelihoods are all affected. We are faced with a crisis which has only served to reveal various cracks in the fabric of our nationhood. Make no mistake, this is a crisis faced world over. The pandemic is grappling in every state in this world of ours, and we're no exception. However, an honest look at our country shows that it has only revealed the growing economic and social inequalities that existed way before and have only been worsened through the pandemic. I joined this house at a time when my people in Garissa and all Kenyans are experiencing unprecedented tough times. We are losing Kenyans to COVID, 2,300 and counting. These are not just statistics. They are fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, grandparents, and friends. Families are in pain. As someone who has undergone the loss of a loved one, I know this pain all too well. It is a pain made worse by the uncertainty of what the future holds. Does this Senate have a role in easing the collective pain we have undergone and continue to experience as a country? Does this Third Senate have a role in renewing the collective dreams, hopes, and aspirations of Kenyans? In my humble opinion, we have a role. The Constitution empowers us to represent the interests of the counties and their governments. And in this, I read that the debates and decisions we make, especially during these challenging times, must be empathetic to the people we represent in those counties. We must show empathy by being creative in how we make sure that the resources we oversight for our counties create a much-needed relief for our people. We must show our empathy by questioning our county governments on how they have utilized resources meant for improving healthcare over the years, and especially during the pandemic period. We must show our empathy to the people we represent when we condemn and swiftly act on any corruption that robs our counties of its future and potential. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is not my intent to sound presumptuous. It is my first day, however. And it is not my intention to sound or seem to advise my senior colleagues, not at all. But when you're relatively youthful, as I am, then the burden of expectations by the young people of Garissa County and Kenya at large bears heavy upon my shoulders. In fact, in the messages of congratulations sent to me by these young people, they are also asking me to figure out a way in which we can help expand the scope of opportunities for them. Many are grappling with unemployment and underemployment. During this COVID pandemic period and post-COVID, we will be entering an age where work and jobs will be more fundamentally disrupted than at any point in the history of our country. As at Friday, April 9, 2021, the population of Kenya was just over 54.6 million, with the average age being between 20 years. These majority youth are discouraged and disillusioned by the uncertainty, the future they face. I joined this honorable house from the private sector, having been a small business owner. I want to present to this Third Senate that perhaps one way we shall imprint ourselves into the annals of history is when we figure a way through which we can support the county governments to create an enabling environment in which the youth can create small businesses which are facilitated to thrive. This will in turn help the county governments raise revenue and bridge the deficits they are currently running, and more importantly, deal with the challenge of youth unemployment. Like I said earlier, I am still very new, and I look forward to be guided on how I can serve to make this reality for the youth in our counties. As I draw to an end, I want to thank all those who supported me from across the political spectrum. I received invaluable support from all the different political caucuses, and I don't take this for granted. In fact, it has made me reflect on the possibilities of what we can achieve when we put unity of purpose above divisive partisanship. We have before us an opportunity to set aside anything that divides us and work together to confront the challenges we face during this pandemic period. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I draw to a close, I want to talk about someone who means so much to me. To the honorable senators here, my father was a friend, a colleague. To the people of Garissa, he was their son, their elder, and their servant. And to Kenyans, a long-serving public servant. But to me, he was my father. And please allow me to speak about him briefly. Honorable members, I am humbled to follow into this house in the footsteps of my father. He was my mentor, whose value and views I carry with me to these honorable chambers. I also thank you all, honorable members. Mr. Speaker, sir, upon his passing on February 15th, 2021, the Honorable Senator, Senior Counsel, James Orengo, moved a motion in this very House paying tribute to my father. I thank him very, very much. I also thank all the honorable members who stood up one after the other as they gave moving speeches, remembering him with so many kind words. I thank you all. As a family, we watched you pay your tributes and also learned so many new things about our father. And on behalf of the entire family and on behalf of my mother, I thank you all. And God bless you all. What can I say about the world's greatest dad? I know it's a cliche for a son to say that about his father. But to us, his children, he was simply the best and the greatest. Dad was honorable. He was kind. He was more than fair. He was gentle, loving, and so giving. He was always quick to forgive. He forgave anybody and everybody. He never ever kept a grudge, or he was never pushed to get back at someone. It just wasn't in his nature. He loved us, his family. He was an incredible husband to my mother, a wonderful father to us, a loving grandfather, a patient teacher, and a dependable friend. He taught us so much, and more often than not, he taught us through his actions, for he was a man of very few words. We learned so many things from him, and I miss him so much. I know we've had We have all heard this before, that life is short and you don't know what you have until it is gone. This has been my reality since his departure. My dad was tough on us, his children, more so on my brother because he was older than me. In retrospect, there was wisdom in this. I'm also humbled by my mom's strength over the past few days and her ability to focus on the amazing life she shared with my dad and not dwell on what she has lost. I hope that through this I can find strength from her example and be there for her whenever she needs me. For years, Mom and Dad shared everything life could offer together. They were a great team supporting each other in every way. I remember growing up, my dad used to work a lot, travel a lot. We would move from province to province or district to district. Senator asked how many schools we went to. I went to 8 primary schools in my life. My dad would not have us stay in another town and him stay in another town. I remember one time I asked my mother, "Why does Dad work so much?" She looked at me and said, "All fathers work hard. All fathers work a lot." I didn't realize it then, but that was one of the biggest lessons I learned from my father, the value of hard work. He woke up every day, put on his shoes, and went to work. Even when he was unwell, he would get up and go to work. He truly believed that if you work hard, treated people with respect, helped where you could, and with a little luck from God, you would have a meaningful life. He showed strength and love right up until his last days with us. I loved my dad. I loved the times I spent with him, whether it was just talking at home, at his workplace, or on the campaign trail, because there were always lessons to be learned. I just realized this very morning that the month of Ramadan has started. This is a month where families get together, break their fast together, and worship together. This will be the first month of Ramadan in my life that I spend without my dear father. It is not lost on me, and I can never forget that I'm here today as the Senator of Garissa County due to the grace of God and because of the heritage my father has left. He bequeathed us, his children, with something more valuable than all the treasures of this world. He left us with incredible and reliable friends. Many friends, I can't even keep up with all of them, who are still sending us messages of what he meant to them. We are truly blessed and grateful to our late father. I pray to God like a son prays for his late father, that God receives him in his mercy, protect him from the trials of the grave, provide him with light and honorable company in the grave. And I pray to God to wipe away all his sins and grant him the highest accord. Amen. It is said that we must not only hope for the best, but also work for it. The wonderful people of Garissa have continued to raise my hopes through their determined spirit, resilience, hard work, and patriotism. And I look forward to getting to work for them and for this wonderful country, Kenya. I'm also optimistic and I'm hopeful that we as leaders can collectively create a great future for this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, once again, I thank you and I thank all the honorable members here. And I pray to God to bless us all. God bless our nation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I yield the floor back to you.